Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel and thank you for clicking on this video. As you guys could read when you did click on the video, today is going to be talking about how to pick a good roommate. So this video is basically going to be split up into two components. So we're going to be talking about one, what makes a good roommate, and a lot of you guys probably like, I know what I want in a roommate, but there are some things you don't think about until you're living with somebody else. So we're going to go over that. And then the second part of the video is going to be about where you can find a good roommate. Let's go. If you know any upperclassmen that had terrible roommates, please ask them about their experience. It will convince you that this video is important. I had two friends actually my freshman year that both had roommates that either did drugs like weed or whatever, or alcohol. And a lot of it, like most college students, might partake a little bit, but a lot of it. So it's really important not to have a roommate like that. I know one friend, I'm not gonna say his name, ended up almost getting in a fight. They almost got expelled. Like, it was a really big thing. So take this seriously and really pick a good roommate. So things to look for: 1, cleanliness. Cleanliness, and I said this in another video, I don't even know what video it was, but cleanliness is so important, because if you and your roommate have different ideas about how things should be kept, for example, the bathroom, you'll either probably be sharing it with either 2, 3, or 4 people, or you might have a community bathroom, and if that's you, I'm truly sorry.
Nasty! You're nasty! Oh, there is no way I am cleaning this nasty room.
But assuming that's not you and you're sharing it with either 2, 3, or 4 people, you want to have somebody that's as clean as you. Because if you're somebody who likes to keep your bathroom nice and clean, doesn't like have a bunch of smells, you know where I'm going with this. It's going to be really disgusting, and you're not going to enjoy being in a room with that person. So the next one is going to be, how much do they study and how much do they party? So it's kind of a balance. So everybody, like I said, most people party in college, but there's a difference between somebody who parties on weekends, or maybe like we're about to be on break or things like that, versus somebody who parties every night. You might be asking, why is this important? Well, actually, for 2 reasons. 1, somebody who smokes and drinks a lot is going to make the entire room smell like that. You don't want to be in a situation where that is you. You walk in, it smells like alcohol, you walk back out, walk back in, it smells like weed. You don't want that to be you. So 1, you want to figure out beforehand, how much do they party? Also, you want to figure out their circadian rhythm. So when I say circadian rhythm, what I mean is, obviously some people wake up at early times in the morning, some people wake up later in the day. I personally am somebody that wakes up like consistently Monday through, Monday at like 8 a.m. Like, I'm just up. I think the latest might be like 10. So if I had a roommate who, let's say he was up every night till like 5, he liked to have lights on, all that type of stuff, it's not gonna work, because he's gonna feel stifled by me going to sleep. And then when I get up early, he's gonna be kind of annoyed that I'm moving around and stuff when he's still trying to sleep. So definitely find somebody that fits your circadian rhythm. The next thing to look for is your roommate's friends. This can be a little more difficult. This is more for people if you already kind of know your roommate, or you have a way of communicating with your potential roommate. Find out who their friends are, because different friends are going to operate in different ways. So 1, if they have friends and those friends always like to be in the room, always like to hang out, always like to do this, you got to be okay with that, because that's where you're going to be hanging majority of the time. So if they have people who are always in the room, always being loud, always want to talk to you, that might be a potential problem for you. Also, if their friends, again, are the people that like to party a lot, like to do this, like to do that, that might not be your scene. So definitely take a look into that. All right, so then the last thing is going to be overall outlook on life. So overall outlook on life really means their dispositions. Are they a happy person or generally a sad person? I know you guys have all heard the proverb, I think it's actually in Corinthians in the Bible, but bad morals corrupt good character. Or no, it's bad company corrupts good character. I think that's how it goes. But if you were somebody who's always depressed, or always doing this or always doing that, it's gonna make your life more difficult, just by association, just by simply being around somebody. If somebody's always negative, for example, it kind of reminds me of Eeyore and Pooh. You guys all watch Winnie the Pooh. If you have somebody who's always sad, always down in the dumps, always talking about how bad life is, that's gonna make it more difficult for you to be positive. On the contrary, if you have somebody who never studies, if you have somebody who doesn't care about school, they're just there for the parties, that's gonna make it more difficult for you to study and for you to stay focused. So try to find somebody that has a similar outlook on life and similar passions in school. So now that we know what a good roommate is, the question is, how can I find a good roommate? So the best, and honestly, this is what I would recommend. If you're able to do this, definitely 100% go with this option. The best, number one way, is to go with somebody you already know. So friends that are going to the same college, if you know a friend of a friend, maybe a cousin, a family member, go with them. And the reason I say that is because it takes the guessing out of it. If you meet somebody over Instagram, which is something I'm going to talk about, or on a website, or you just get paired with them, you don't know what they're going to be like. Even if you're able to talk to them beforehand, you really don't know their small mannerisms and things that they're going to do that might or might not annoy you. With friends, with family, with people that you're close with, you're going to know these things and be able to prepare for it. So the second way that I would recommend finding a good roommate would be to go to programs before you actually go for your first semester. So I know for me, I went obviously to Hampton, and before my first semester and before COVID, I got to go to something called pre-college, which is basically, I think, a 5 or 6 week program where you take a couple of classes and you get to meet people. So when I got there, I already knew, like before my first semester, I already had like my friend group laid out, and I had an idea of what I wanted in a roommate. So if you can go to either a summer program, a pre-college, whatever you can do to get on campus and be there is great. So one technique that's kind of slept on, especially like today, are social media outlets. So you're on social media, I'm on social media, your school's on social media, your roommate's also on social media. So finding class-related social media. So for Hampton, we have something called HU24, Hampton University Networking, things like that, where you can go and they'll have a list of people that go to your school. So if you can find an account like that for your school, you basically find somebody that might say, like, if I go to Hampton, find somebody whose account says HU24, look through their account, see if I like, the vibe they're giving off. And then if I do, reach out and say, hey, do you have a roommate? I'm looking for a roommate. What kind of things you like getting into, that type of thing. So really slept on method, but not a first resort, but if you don't have a roommate, that might be something you look into. All right, so now I'm going to be taking you guys through an app called RoomSurf, which I'm just going through here on my computer. It's going to basically help you get a roommate. So I'm just going to walk you through basically the steps of creating an account and then showing you guys what you can do on this app. So I'm going to go ahead and put my information in here, create my account. You can see I already have my photo here. It obviously has where you can put in lifestyle photos. So just put something that you want people to see about you. All right, and then we're just gonna go ahead and upload. So I just finished this quiz here, and you can see at the top, I do have my name. You can see matches, messages, group chats, house finding, blah, blah, blah. And in the middle here, you can see the matches, and it tells you obviously the percent. So if you scroll down, you can basically see, you can look at interests, activities, all this type of thing. Now my assumption because I only see one match here. So my assumption would be that either A, it's because COVID and so nobody's on campus right now, or B, they did have something about a subscription. Yeah, I think it has to do with that. But yeah, basically, so you can basically see what this is. So this is another method. If you do end up needing some extra ways to find a roommate, definitely check this out. Alrighty guys, you have made it to the end of the video. As usual, if you like what you saw, give me a like. Let me see some comments, and feel free to smash that subscribe button. Also, let me know what you'd want to see in future videos. I'll talk to you guys next time.